Penn State. Penn State is a lot of things to a lot of people. 90,000 people to be exact. In a place so big, it's easy to hear the roar of the crowd. So instead, we decided to hear from just 3 of our Nittany Lions. A freshman international student, a junior RA, and an anthropology professor. Without further ado, let's begin. First, we hear from Dr. Kirk French. With a 22-year tenure and multiple years of experience in various teaching positions, he shares with us his wealth of knowledge.
What does Penn State mean to me? Ooh, that's a complicated one. Because there are things that I do like about it. I like my position, I like my job, I like the freedom that I have to do what I want to do in regards to teaching, in regards to research and the resources and all that that's available. Penn State's a very corporate university run by PepsiCo, and so I call it Pepsi State University quite often. And so that corporate kind of insanely capitalistic approach to education, I think, is something that kind of turns my stomach. Well, unfortunately, so the things that have changed at Penn State, tradition-wise and whatnot, I mean, the main thing is it's going to get pretty negative, but it's like when I was here when the whole Sandusky thing happened. And when that happened, and Paterno was fired, and then the president was fired, and all this happened, and then Penn State was sued for so much money, and all this stuff that happened. There was we were really under the radar of being looked at, and there's a fear that Penn State has all the time now of being sued for something. So they're always trying to create ways to build walls around everything to make sure that they're protected legally, and that's encroached on some of our freedoms to do certain things, which I understand why, but that several $100 million bill that they got because of the Sandusky thing, which is also tied to such horrible stuff, that really, that made a major change in the university. And I don't know about traditions, but just the way it feels to be here really changed when that happened.
Next, we hear from Avery, a junior RA at West. With one half of her college experience behind her, Avery gives us some insight to her time here as a whole.
As a whole, Penn State means a lot to me. I grew up a lot while I was here. I'm very different than I was my first year. I've met so many amazing people and made so many new friends and had so many opportunities that I didn't even think were imaginable. I mean, I'm doing undergraduate research and discovering new things. I'm planning to have an app on the App Store. And I just never would have thought that that was possible. And I've just been given so many new opportunities, and it's been amazing. I think the biggest thing that I'll take away is how to talk to people and how to make connections with anybody that I meet. I think I've really gotten better at that. And I think that's a really, really valuable skill.
Finally, we hear from Daryl. Daryl is a freshman international student who hasn't had a ton of experience quite yet, but still has his strong opinions.
I come from an urban city, like the capital city of Indonesia, so it was definitely a very different experience. But I think a break from all the cars and the noise and the traffic, I think is really a nice change of pace. So I'm really glad that I came here to State College. I'd say the culture can be like different. There's a little bit of everything for everyone. So I'd say if you're more like a lively student, there's always like things going on, events, clubs, and opportunities that you can involve yourself in. But then if you're more of a quiet student, you can always just hang back at the dorm.
In short, Penn State is full of history and potential. That's what makes us, us. We are Penn State.